But yes, he kind of lowers the harpoon slightly, so it's now not aiming at your face, more aiming at your abdomen.
I mean, abdomen's easier to patch up than the face, so that's appreciated.
You were already here.
Well, shortly after they turned up, and she sort of nods towards where the other people left.
He
When
stares at you.
when you hear people whispering about how strange you look and how you should go and tell some other person that you've arrived in town, you get curious, and I'm sure you've heard what cats are like with being curious.
You've also heard what curiosity does to people.
And you've heard how many lives cats have.
Then I think we're at a stalemate here.
Hmm, you keep thinking that. But, as I believe I heard, you wanted to have a word with me. So, shall we?
Sure. How about I start then? He takes a deep breath, still eyeing you suspiciously with his finger on, with his kind of hand on the trigger finger.
She still just has her arms folded, watching him, making basically no move. Just her tail twitching a little bit.
So, what's the big idea of going around and butchering people?
Butchering? How many people have I butchered? Who exactly do you think I've
How
butchered?
cold can you be, not even remembering how many people you've cut up at this point?
I
You make me
remember
sick.
I
He
remember
spits on the
better than you
ground.
think. However, since I've come to your island, I could probably count 3 at most who I have actively killed, and that was through misunderstandings, and I do regret my actions.
Stop lying, cat.
Well, if you think I'm lying, enlighten me. What have you been told?
I've seen the devastation for myself.
They said, enlighten me. Because at this point, it's sounding like you're thinking of a different cat, but as I'm sure you're aware, my kind is very rare on this island. Considering half the people can't even get my species right, I'm doubtful there's another legitimate one here.
Werewood, 20 minutes away from here. I come back on a fishing boat. Not to find the town in one piece, but instead to find most of the town butchered to pieces by a catfolk with a giant axe. Spotted, short and plump.
She sort of raises an eyebrow as he calls her plump.
He does not seem in a good mood.
This is not putting her in any better of a mood.
All, uh, all apparently acting under holy justice. Yeah, right.
She sort of sighs. So, okay, I was wondering when this would happen. Not that you'll believe me, but there was someone else disguised as me. 20 minutes ago, I was travelling to the old wizard's tower.
Not 20-minute goes from now. The town's 20 minutes away.
Ah, sorry, when did this happen then?
About a week ago.
How long have we been on this island?
Just over a week.
Damn. So,
See, a
let's.
week ago we would have nah, we would have witnesses of us being in like the fucking tavern
Yeah,
having drinks and
that's
shit.
Problem is,
exactly
tavern on the
what
other end of the
that's
island.
exactly what I was
Mhm.
just getting at. Um, yeah, so a week ago, I was in the main city, other end of the island. There's witnesses there. I was in Kind's temple there for most of the duration. I doubt you'll take my word on it. If you have any way of sending messages there, you can easily verify it.
With the damage you've caused, no messages will be getting there. You know that.
If I did, would I be suggesting it? If I was so bloodthirsty, would we be stood here talking when I got such an easy drop on you? Now listen, I don't know what else you think I've done, and I don't know how to convince you otherwise, but you are aware as I am of some of the things going on this island. You of the chaos that is currently engulfing the lower half of the, well, perhaps you haven't heard about the princesses being captured, the attempt on the prince's life. But none of this is my doing. This is the doings of at least one, if not more, gnomes that are corrupting the other worshippers on the island. Just earlier today, up in the mountains, we had to prevent a group of them attempting to steal the Orb of Storms to give to their, she makes finger quotes in the air, benefactor. As soon as we were able to explain the situation, they snapped out of whatever control he had over them, and were now, last I saw, heading towards the main town to give what aid they could there.
Staring at you, just not happy in any way.
She's
Can you
staring
make me a
back.
sense motive check?
I can. Technically, with my 1 rank. 18.
Kara's gonna stare at him. Like, you know, others have been corrupted, turned, changed. You don't see any of that as far as you can see now. His eyes look clear.
No, it's feeling to me like he's not been corrupted himself. He's just acting off reports and witnesses of, people under disguise spell, basically, doing shit in our name.
Looking fairly agitated, though.
Yes. Tell me, when you saw this destruction or heard of this destruction in the village, did they mention anyone else that I was travelling with, that I was working with?
Wow. What's the point of me trying to feed you what information we know?
Well, let's turn it round the other way then. Was I working with a boy riding a giant dire tiger, a boy in full knight's armour with a lance, a skilled magus in blue, a huntress that can shoot the wings off a fly at 100 feet,
who also flies everywhere.
Who also flies everywhere, a witch in a very stylish hat, and, oh yes, a fae that looks more bush than person. All of these people...
Don't forget about the elf and her dragon.
Oh yes, and the elf and her giant frigging dragon. And no, I'm not trying to intimidate, I'm trying to basically say, these are the people I travel with. If you didn't see any of them there, then what would I be doing there? It's trying to convince more than trying to intimidate. Which is annoying, because intimidate's my better skill.
Well, you can attempt to sway him. Warning, a failure by 5 or more here might be dangerous.
Diplomacy?
Yep.
23, that's not bad. Annoyingly, Reese can't aid me at the moment because he's still invisible. I don't think I have anything to give me a +2 on that, so 23 it is.
You can do it!
What was that? Oh, good lord, there's a kid now. Shoot him!
So I guess that's a 30 with Reese help.
Fairness, Reese was about to run out of invisibility anyway, so it doesn't really matter. As he kind of stares at you, inspecting you closely, as he lowers the weapon slightly again. No, it wasn't just you. But at the same time, something's not right here.
There is many things not right here. The fact that we've had armoured, what appeared to be armoured Hell Knights attacking us on the road and attacking the main town is a huge sign that there is something not wrong here.
You had what attack you?
And I'm just going to flavour this as like Calvis took it with her, but she'll basically take out like the helmet of the Hell Knight out of her bag, sit it down in front of him, still with like a nice big dent in it.
Right at this moment, though, as you're pulling out this helmet, you hear the doors at the bottom of the warehouse kind of slam open.
Oh dear.
As you see a whole bunch of the town folks run back in. Sir, they're nowhere to be. And they aim their weapons.
Kellis is still not making any move here. She's still sort of half pulling out the helmet of showing him it. And she's letting him make the decision here.
Let's not have them shoot Kelris, though, shall we? Sounds like a
I mean,
bad idea.
I'd rather they didn't, but it's their prerogative.
I think Reese says it's not. Reese is gonna use fascinate on them
Oh dear.
as Reese just begins to hum from the other side of the from the basically the opposite catwalk as you suddenly see them stop, like lower their way.
And I believe this would break his invisibility.
Reese was already broken visibility anyway.
Right.
It's fine.
I'm sorry, they won't be harmed. My friend's just cautious. He doesn't like people getting hurt.
He hadn't really noticed, probably. Like, he saw them charge in, but he doesn't realize magic's going on so much.
Right. But yes, as I was saying, yes, Abyssal Knights pulls out helmet with a nice big dent in it. We were attacked by a group. We dealt with them. Kel is just continuing on as if this is perfectly normal.
He directs you to come over with him, as he's going to pour out some of the hardest liquor you've drunk in a very long time. Put one across from you, and ask you to explain the story from the beginning.
And she'll basically gloss over, arriving on the island. It's basically, yeah, a week or so ago we arrived on the island, did stuff.
Basically, we can go through that you info dump, that's fine.
Yeah, basically, friend made friends with Prince, got invited to ceremonies, saw it, dealt with aftermath, info dump.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Meanwhile, he's been given a very different story for what's going on. Notably that you and Miss Wicked Witch had been terrorizing the island, saying that you were the true warriors of Kine.
And technically that's true.
It really isn't, though.
I terrorize people wherever I go.
That much is true.
And not helping your case.
Yes, I'm
I'm
afraid
here to fuck this up.
I'm afraid the terror she kind of spreads is kind of just natural for her. It's not directed at anyone in particular. She's just...
It's more mischief than terror.
Yeah, she's just a witch.
It's a mess, though, explaining this entire situation. But, someone has been taking efforts to frame you all. Which is interesting.
Yes, I'm not entirely surprised they'd tried to frame Asutha before. The first time they've tried to frame me, though.
They have a personal grudge here, which is quite interesting.
Against me? That's impressive.
You're probably just scary enough to make a boogeyman.
Yeah, but most of them don't even know who I am or what I look like.
That's why you're a sort of scary boogeyman.
I'm just saying it's Karasitsa with her demonic axe.
The axe is basically the only thing giving me away, because I do have to note she was still in disguise from the cloak, but I guess at the moment it's just a similar-ish disguise to a normal form.
Mm-hmm. But you're able to also then piece together some information here, Karasitsa, and able to find out more about what might be going on. Though he does eventually call off his guards, so they stop attempting to shoot you.
And I'll call off Reese.
He knows quite a lot about the general the Sylvan revolutionaries in the town and the region. He's worked with them a lot before, as you'll find out. And there are quite a lot of them right now who are kind of following the enemy's prerogative.
Yeah, we met some of them, was able to break the spell, but I'm not sure how we're going to break it on all of them.
He says he could gather a whole bunch of them in one place, if that would help.
I mean, it might. It seems we're able to break it by putting them in a sort of feedback loop of showing them that this is not the way they normally behave, and then they go into a sort of loop. And yes, sorry, Reese, I always forget you're amazing at this, so yeah, he can break it. How many do you reckon you can break at once, Reese?
How many people can we fit in a room?
Looks to the person.
We're in a giant warehouse right now.
If you could pack this place full of them, then we could probably break all of them at once.
Because you know what we're looking for? Time for counter songs, everyone! People forget body powers are amazing.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, Reese can always calm emotion in the entire room. He's got options. But yeah, perhaps this is something Karos and Reese can start trying to engineer then.
Yeah.
And if Karos comes up with any particular question, she can also try to ask them, but it'll fade away for the moment. But this is now an option that is now unlocked if the group wants to dedicate a little bit of time to it. Meanwhile, we will move to one of probably our final scene for this evening. Well, a major scene at least. Back at the keep again.
Hi.
Hi, A-Team. How's it going?
Da, da,
Pretty good, we're
da,
sneaking.
da, da, da.
Oh, I'm sneaking at. Am I just
Sneaking.
out in the swamp?
You're sneaking through the castle right now. So, in this kind of keep castle, where normally you'd expect there to be like the great hall and dining room, things look a little bit different.
Let me guess. Nests and
Well,
food.
sort of,
Well-
yes. This room is kind of this weird state of having this like giant master table down the middle with multiple humanoid bodies flayed out on it like they're being served. Then around the edge, it's like a giant nesting area with like twigs and various other things and bones being used to like create, just nesting areas throughout the entire edge of the room. And then where the high table should be in the room, there's something very different. A bloody yellow altar.
It's out of place.
Just a bit.
Are there any harpies in here right now?
Not in here, though. You can hear some of them in adjacent rooms.
Alright. Let us sneak forward.
Sneak, sneak? Sneak, sneak.
Yeah. Sneak, and attempt to get a better look at the altar.
Roll me sneak, sneak.
Great, because Jamak taught
Huh?
me. Alt double click.
Oh yeah,
That's very useful.
it saves like 3 seconds.
A bit more than that. There's a lot of scrolling that people tend to do. Ugh. It's not just 28th, sadly.
Okay. Adeline sneaks across the large dining room area. There's a sickening smell in the air, and the filth is. Ugh.
Yeah.
But you
Turns
make
out,
your way-
nests are never pleasant to be in.
But you make your way up to the altar. It's bloody, still covered in viscera. There are chains attached to it where clearly live victims are chained down, so the offerings can be still fresh when they go to their patron, and it's still wet. There's been a fresh sacrifice here.
Oh, really? Well then.
Possibly one of the people on the table might even be it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Sacrifice and then eat. It's a good day, right?
Yeah.
The inscriptions without a doubt are to who he should not be named, Pazuzu himself.
Yep. Okay, good. Well, that locks this in.
So it's
Yeah,
odd. You don't. The altar here is old, quite old. Based on the scratch marks, it almost looks. You're almost guessing the harpies have been using it more than anyone else.
Yeah. That would
That
make
said-
sense.
That said, though, it very likely means the harpies are devout enough that they're certainly probably involved.
Mm-hmm.
With this information gleaned, what does Adeline want to try and find out? Where do you want to go?
She wants to see if there's sort of a prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, because harpies aren't the type to really keep records of anything, but they are the type to potentially keep prisoners.
That is like Adeline can definitely find. The prison is not down, but up in this case.
Aha! I thought so. It's where else
As you-
will flying people keep.
Yeah, as you kind of follow up and up and up through the keep, you eventually kind of reach a point where you look out a window and you can see it kind of across in the middle of kind of the yard of the keep, getting a good view from the tower here. As you can see, kind of hanging from these really sketchy looking wooden temporary constructions, like scaffoldings, is hanging a pair of iron cages, just literally hanging 50 feet off the ground.
Wonderful.
Literally almost basically bird cages hanging, but instead of having birds. Well, one of them is empty, minus the skeleton that's inside of it. The other ones still seem to have a humanoid of some kind in it, though you can't make out details.
In that case, she'll fly over to it and see if she can get a better look in the cage.
Okay. You'll try to quickly fly over. The old wooden construction creaks.
Can I see it from here? Where I'm at?
I mean, you can see they've made some kind of construction around the keep, but you can't make out good details from here, where you are.
Hmm.
Unless you've got some way to see better.
I mean, I've got low light vision and everything, but yeah, I don't
It's
have.
more an issue of magnification.
Yeah.
The small object in the distance for the most part for you. See if that will give, or Maya would need to get a better vantage point, like say climbing up the side of the cliff.
Yeah. Why not? I need to keep an eye on things for Adeline anyway.
Do you want to try climbing up?
Up at least up to another ridge, yeah.
Okay. Does Maya have any gear to help, or is it just going to be loose rock climbing? Gear or a spell, or... I'm just wondering, is this going to be a flat climb check with nothing attached, or do you have like rope and that kind of stuff with you?
Oh, I've got like rope and stuff, yeah.
Got a grappling hook?
I think I do. No, I've got a bunch of random hat like that. Yeah.
In that case, want to make me a ranged attack instead of just a climb check?
Sure. Is a 12 good enough?
Let's see. You're aiming up to there. That is just barely enough. Because taking in ranging penalties, you were at 6.
Oof.
That's fine. That's enough.
Yep.
As you're able to scale up, then like, climbing is not an issue. Now you've got a rope. Now you are able to get a good view from here. You can kind of see the rickety wooden construction from where you are now. You can see the pair of cages. Now you can see Adeline kind of precariously floating next to it.
Hmm.
You can also see, however, like movement down on some of the parapets below. As you can see, some of the harpies are moving around.
Does it look like they've spotted her?
You look close. You're about to say no, but you notice one of them almost looks like it's hiding, as if it's planning an ambush.
I'm gonna cast Fly from my spell scars and just start rushing towards Adeline.
Okay. Adeline, you've not noticed anything yet.
Okay.
But you are here at the cage now. The heavy metal cage is... I mean, the fact it's hanging here is impressive. Just given the fact that if you add too much weight into that cage, the entire thing might come crumble.
Mm-hmm.
Which possibly is a deterrent to stop people from trying to escape. They know if they put too much force on it, it might just all come crashing down.
Yeah, fair.
Inside appears to be a young adult half-elf of some kind. He's got some he's got like a basic chain shirt on. Looks like someone who's familiar with battle. But the chain shirt is ripped into pieces at this point.
Okay.
The talons have just cut through it like butter.
Is he awake or asleep?
Appears to be unconscious at the moment.
Okay, unconscious.
So he does appear to be breathing still, unlike the skeleton in the next cage.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, if that were breathing, I'd be very concerned.
Mm-hmm. Alright. In that case, Adeline's going to reach into her quiver and pull out one of her adamantine bolts.
Okay.
Because she isn't a lockpick, but I assume there is a lock on this cage, correct?
There is a lock.
Cool. In that case, Adeline is going to, take out an adamantine bolt and just swiftly sort of cut through the lock with it.
Okay. It's not the quickest task in the world. Like, the good news is you've got adamantine arrow.
Yes,
great
exactly.
Just using it like a chisel.
It doesn't even need to be a makeshift dagger. It's just...
I mean, that's the thing you are using it for, is a makeshift dagger to punch it, though.
Yeah, it's just a chunk of adamantine that has a relatively sharp point.
Adamantine blood
correct.
bolt.
How useful.
Is at this point what Adeline's focused on doing this? You're kind of drawing close as you see the harpy gets ready to move. Kind of like raise its wings, getting ready to kind of launch out.
I would like to get into a position where I can intercept them. Am I close enough to do that?
You could intercept, or you could charge.
I like charge.
Do you have any spells like Bladed Dash left?
I do, but I'm wary of using them if I don't have to right now.
I'm just
Fair,
saying, just saying at this point, it's now basically like sunset.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, but
So-
I'm still kind of expecting another combat after this.
That's fair. Yeah, do you want to charge the harpy from the air?
Oh yeah.
Flying charge, go! 120 feet straight into it.
New.
A loud hawk screech emanates out, catching Adeline's attention as she sees the harpy and Amaya.
Oh God, oh Amaya, why are you here?
They saw you.
Oh,
They were ready
well.
to ambush you.
Well, there's
As
not
Adeline,
much.
as Adeline, you can take one more kind of whack and break the cage open.
Yeah, there's not much else here. I'm just saving this guy, and she'll try and hoist him onto her back. Hopefully, he's not insanely heavy.
He's not, thankfully.
Oh, thank God. Please be.
He actually feels a bit too light, in your opinion. You can wonder how long he's been here.
Ah, okay. Yep, perfect then. Because thankfully, my air flight only talks about armor.
Yes, you are able to
Nothing.
carry him. It's uncomfortable for you to fly like this, but you can do it.
Yeah, I know. Let's go now. We got him, and we can get into the swamp, into the trees.
Now, the harpy here is rather upset. It did
Oh,
just
yeah.
get charged into.
And
Yeah.
took 12 damage.
It is going to try and tear your face off, Amaya.
Plus 14 to hit, damn.
Like, you most certainly did hit it, though, that's no question. But it is going to try and tear your face off with a pair of talons, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it, fucker. Hit because of charge and miss. Oh no. 7 damage.
In fairness, this is not the situation harpies like to be in.
No, no, it is not.
If Adeline's going to need time to get away, since she's going to be a bit slowed down by having, this. Also, you have a faster fly speed. You're going to need to hold it at bay for a bit as Adeline just flies.
Oh,
your
you
turn-
need me to hold some harpies at bay? Oh, I can do that.
But your turn will come around, Amaya. You'll take 1 point of bleed damage.
Cool.
How do you want to keep going? You hear more harpies being awoken from the roost.
Now let's see. What could I do to piss off a bunch of harpies all at the same time? Is there anything of theirs that looks particularly flammable?
I mean, the massive wooden constructs, or that structs or areas of nesting.
I'm gonna lightning bolt their nesting.
Are you doing that defensively, or are you letting the other one just take a swing at you? It's still there.
Yeah, I meant to say I'm spell combating. I'm sorry.
Spell combat still doesn't prevent the breaking of a spell.
Yeah, I know, but still, I'm going to level check. That's
Well, it's
enough
con-
for a
Well, it's,
lightning bolt.
it's concentration for it, which actually means that would have been way higher. So yes, that's fine.
And I'm going to go ahead and re-roll that. There we go. Good, it actually goes off.
As the spell crackles through the air and just tears a massive area of like nesting on fire. You also vaporize.
For 54 damage, by the way, because this is the
Oof.
maximized one. That's
Not
why I
only
had
do
to
you
roll.
not only do you do that, you tear a massive hole through one of the stone walls.
And the harpy in front of me.
That Jotun has been rendered.
Ow.
Yeah, that's
Ow.
that's a +1 on attack and damage, by the way, because it is currently keyed to harpies since I hit
Both of those swings.
it. Yes, on both.
Okay, both of those swings are valid right now.
So
Right.
yeah, the harpy in front of me is dead. Some
Yes,
harpies
the
are
harpy there with both slashes falls to the ground. A massive area of that nesting's on fire. It also looks like you might have blown a harpy up with that lightning bolt.
That's what I was aiming for.
You kind of went straight through the wall and straight into the resting area.
There we go. That should piss them off nice and proper.
Yes, it is.
And for a swift action, enter Kieran stance.
Now, there are a lot of angry harpies on their way. Good news,
Excellent.
Adeline,
Mm-hmm.
They're so distracted right now, you escape.
Yay. Okay, got a guy.
Now, the only question now, Maya, how did you plan to get away from the harpies?
Remember that tablet of Dimension Door?
Yes.
I'm using it now.
Okay, so you're going to hold them off just long enough for Adeline to get away and then Dimension Door out.
Yep.
Okay, then.
Well, that was a nice tablet we had once. Or
That was a
half an hour.
tablet.
You know what? That's
Nobody else, said they wanted it. I asked twice, so
Mhm.
Valid.
You know what? That's also an auto-escape function. Because otherwise you would have had to fight the fact that when you tried getting away, they would have captivating songed you back.
yep. And while I'm sure I could make the captivating song checks like 2 or 3 times, this is a nest of harpies. I'm not sure I could make the check 8 times.
Yeah, could you make it from an entire choir group of harpy? Okay, you have escaped. You have confirmed that they are worshippers of Pazuzu and have been actively capturing people to sacrifice recently. And you also have one of their sacrificees with you, who might know more information about what's going on.
Hooray. Also, we saved a guy.
Yes.
I got to blow things up.
All in all, it's a good day.
Well, a productive day.
Yeah.
I produce bodies.
No,
You have
produced
definitely-
feathers. You just poof.
You have definitely produced bodies.
I haven't, despite people thinking I have.
Gareth has been accused of making bodies.
Friend.
Okay. With all of this done, and these kind of separate scenes kind of all kind of collate to an end, at some point everyone will end up returning back to the main town area. Kara's having this new information that someone's been working to frame them. Additionally, with kind of what we discovered from looking through the office and with Reese, we also gained several known camps of the resistance, so we also might be able to pull them kind of together to, break the spell on them.
Mhm.
You also gain access to a new possible resource.
Men.
Well, kind of, yes.
We have an army.
Well, maybe not an army, but
A militia.
yeah, a rather dangerous militia.
Yeah, there you go. It's
Led
a good way to.
led by someone who does have some definite martial experience.
Good.
He
This
might be
is
old.
important.
He might be old at this point, but he does have enough bab to make more than one attack in a turn.
I'm totally going to recruit
Smart
him
enough
for the
to say.
keep.
I mean, we've already got a captain.
Also, let's be honest, multiple attacks per turn with a harpoon gun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a normal captain. This can be like the ranged captain with his harpoon gun, because the captains always have to have some fancy weapon.
Well,
Yes.
first we gotta make sure that we succeed at this quest, but in the meantime, also his town gets burned down, so he doesn't have a reason to.
Okay. Yeah, the group was able to all kind of make their way back as required.
Oh man, I've been working so hard. Wipes off all the sweat from doing a 10-minute spell.
I mean, that and probably research.
No, it's because everyone else has been out running, and I've kind of just been, I don't know, sitting here doing stuff.
I mean, we're running because we're good at running.
I was
Technically, you're not running at all, you're floating.
Yes, true. I'm out of my element carrying somebody, though.
I
Adeline
imagine
is
I imagine
very-
you pull them off on a mile once you're far enough away.
Absolutely, because if he was any more than like 100 pounds, Adeline was very close to just in the lift above head load limit.
You know, on the bright side, with that new Ironstone, if we ever need to do something like that again, Cadme could pop a iron hole in there or just cast it on you.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good, but
A bit late in retrospect.
that's not often for Adeline. This is a lucky time. I found a guy.
In a very
Oh
precarious
my!
position, in a precarious position where only someone who's flying could probably get to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, what about that's lucky?
Yeah.
It's a perfect
Because
match.
the only ways to really rescue them without everything collapsing down was either be a small-sized creature or fly.
And
Which
you know,
harpies are both generally.
Well,
unfortunately,
harpies tend to be
flies,
medium-sized, but
Oh,
the thing, yeah, harpies tend to be medium-sized. Like they tend to be they tend to be quite tall, actually.
Oh.
The big problem, of course, is the fact that like the wooden structure there couldn't handle someone walking across it, and they're still really.
right. Yeah. So, again, Adeline.
Hey, Kellis could have done it. long as it wasn't like super
For
long
6 seconds.
walkways.
Yeah, there's the problem. Carriage would have had to stop.
I mean, that's debatable.
You'd have had to stop to open the cage.
She could have just gone straight off the edge, cut the cage loose while she went.
He would have just killed the guy with the cage falling on.
He would have been out of the cage.
No, the cage would have survived the fall.
And maybe if it
Bits of
explodes into
him would
little
have been
bits.
out of the cage.
Maybe an arm.
Well, the
Now
arm's the
broken.
important
It's
bit.
a shame the fly spell is a minute per level, because now I have to carry this guy on foot back to the tower.
Through swamp.
True, yeah.
Adeline takes the arms, you take the legs.
Yeah.
Okay, then. That's fine, though. The group makes it back without a problem.
Info dump.
You can all share information back and forth, learning that people have been framed, and that it might possibly do kind of a mass reducing of the enemy's forces, of harpy blood worship.
Hey, do any of you witches need harpy feathers for anything? Because I've got a fistful of them.
I mean, I fly just a bit for being magnificent, so no, not really.
Gabby raises his hand.
Okay, here, you can have one.
Lily will actually also ask to borrow one.
Yeah, that's fine.
And weave it into her hair after cleaning it off of blood.
Blood
Lily-
and all of the other harpy musk.
Yeah, so Lily does not have access to the fly hex and probably won't get access to the fly hex.
That's fair.
It's kind of outside her wheelhouse. Her wheelhouse is stuff like fortune, misfortune.
Understandable.
I will say, we could reduce people's forces. I'm all for that, but I'm also very concerned about the other Fae. But that's a bit of obvious.
Oh, by the way, Koro, what did you learn from your visit to the town?
Everyone's
No,
dead,
I
Jim.
think we actually did that.
Didn't.
Like I said, I'm scared.
That said, though, you do also have the Beast team who came back. They've done
Hi.
scouting.
I'd forgotten they were even doing anything.
Yeah, the point is, since it's basically a full NPC team, we didn't cover it in character.
Yeah.
I agree. Wait, can Aspen speak with animals?
Yes. And insects.
So we had 2 characters who could speak with animals, and 2 animals. That's perfect.
Mhm.
Like, every possible method of communication is there.
And
Does Aspen count as an animal, actually?
Yes.
Okay, that's good, because I don't know if Lucas and Aspen speak any... No, they both. They both speak Druid.
Hmm.
But so, I don't think they shared a language. I don't remember... How good was Aspen's common?
Acceptable.
Okay, because I thought I thought he preferred Sylvan.
He
But...
does. He certainly prefers Sylvan, but he's also a little bit of a linguist, strangely enough. He knows a lot of languages.
Fair enough. That's just a really interesting situation. I mean, in fairness, he does know a lot of language. He knows insect, he knows bird, he knows...
But he also knows Common, Sylvan, Druidic, Terran, Ignan, Aquan, like a whole slew of things.
Good Aspen.
He's a little bit of a polyglot and also a physical polyglot and also kind of just he kind of just knows a lot of everything. He's very mutable.
Also, as Karis is technically correct, we can have double mounting situation.
Yeah, that works.
Then the Beast team can split up even further.
But yeah, their scouting runs are of particular interest. Kind of searching the local area. Firstly, they discover some rather interesting spots nearby that would be quite good for setting traps if you need to defend this place.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's good news. Other than that, though, of kind of scouting around, searching the wilderness, what they find is, well, to be honest, not a lot of interest. There's not too much worrying near to the tower's site at the moment, so that's kind of safe. There's no one seems to be approaching you right now that you can tell. The wasps don't seem to be coming near either for some reason.
Good, they fear us.
You have killed a lot of them.
I plan to kill more.
On the bright side, though, they do find a lot of berries,
Oop. That's
as well as
dinner
alchemical
sorted.
ingredients that are quite interesting.
Ooh.
Plant tastes like soap. Very good though. Munch,
That's
munch,
all
munch,
true.
munch.
Oh, Aspen.
As a result, you can add one anti-toxin to the group's inventory, as the herbs they gathered can be used to make that quite easily overnight.
Woohoo.
Okay, they didn't find much else though in their search.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does this count as advancement for us? No, it doesn't. Shit.
Not yet.
I just want to be level 4.
But yeah, with that said, it is now quite late.
Time to sleep.
Yep.
Yes, it might be now
set up
time for people to
watches,
rest
time
up.
to sleep. I shall request for Kelwis to sleep first, because that first light she wants to be heading out to the other villagers, the other hideouts.
That's good. That's fine.
We can, yeah. We can go say hi to the people.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are planning, but it's literally she's going to take last watch, finish her watch, and then just head straight off.
Kelris, things are going to be a lot more dangerous in the morning. People have to rest and get tired and get back together. I don't believe we should be splitting up anymore.
I'm not heading anywhere particularly dangerous.
You say that, but you're going to be attracting a bunch of cultists.
Yes.
Pretty dangerous.
No.
Caloris, if you're going to do something stupid, please let us do something stupid as a group.
Let's support each other's stupidity.
I'm only going to talk to people with... Look, you guys know the plan. We're going to gather them up in the warehouse, and Reese is going to break the compulsion. It's not a particularly dangerous thing. If you guys want to come, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just not going to waste daylight.
And I mean, to be fair, she does have her militia friends now.
And there's a problem with that, Caloris. Some of these people who are under the suggestion are not under the suggestion. They're actually demonically possessed.
No, I
And we
know.
can't tell the difference.
I
mean,
know.
that
I
situation
remember
was like-
these things.
Yeah, and you might want to have the entire group at the warehouse when the thing happens, because, well, all of the normal people will probably just have a really bad headache and might fall unconscious.
Yeah, but this isn't...
The demonically possessed people are all going to start attacking.
Yeah, but this isn't breaking it now. This is just going out to gather people. And like I say, the rest of the group is welcome to come along. That's just when Kelwis is heading out.
Karis' efforts in gathering people is minimally needed. Like, because part of the thing is, the guy you met there can, a lot of those kind of people who are, being controlled, already know him. He might be able to just, say, hey, I need to speak with you, and just call a bunch of them together.
I know, and that's fine, but in Kelwis's mind, in some degree, these are her people, the people of her religion, and she wants to try and help them. Now, like I say, you are welcome to come with. I am not saying she is doing this by herself. This is out of character. You are welcome to come with. She is not refusing any help. I'm just saying this is what Kelwis is doing.
It's just that if you're going at first light.
We have people who need to prepare.
I mean, but Captain, don't you only need 50 minutes?
No, I need a little bit longer. I only need 15 minutes if I'm going alone, but I don't want to go alone.
I mean, the point is, if it's, you, Shiva, 3 people's better than 1 at least.
I mean, look, technically it won't be first light anyway. It's like I say, she's finishing her watch, and then she's heading off when she's prepared. Technically, she needs to take an hour for her own spells as well.
Never cast them, though, so technically you still have them.
Yeah, shut up. So basically, it'll be finishing watch, hour preparation, breakfast, what have you, and then heading off. If you guys want to come with, then you're ready, fine. If you're not, fine.
I think it would be
that's
best
fair
if we
enough.
all go. It is a good first task. These people are, tormented, and it's a noble cause. Adeline hates people being possessed anyway.
Yes, I really do.
Just Adeline? Okay.
And it's
Well, I mean, no one's really stated a large distaste for it in the first place, other than Adeline.
And it's all relatively local. We can go to these places relatively quickly, get it sorted, and then we have people who can help us with everything else.
Yes.
Yeah. So, perfect thing for the morning, then.
Alright, well, I can definitely help subdue anyone who doesn't want to come along quietly.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to work with that.
Yeah, I would like you to prefer to subdue.
Ooh! idea.
Do not worry, Cadme. I'm not going to draw my sword.
I have an idea.
Yes.
So, you know how this tower has a demon ward?
Yes.
Do you think this ward also pushes out possession?
Yes.
I mean, the
Because
items we had just kind
I-
of stopped us from entering in general.
Yeah, I know. I know that. But I'm wondering if, like, I guess,
If I grab someone by the face and probably just like pull really hard, I think we could push it out.
I think for where Venice we might potentially kill a person. This sounds like, curing a cancer by pushing your hand into the person's chest and ripping it out.
yeah, that's different. I mean, I guess if you're more magic type, can you double check the ward and see if maybe it's got something in it that'll do that?
The other thing to consider if we're bringing people back here, if it doesn't push them out and they escape, or if they get repossessed later on, they now know where we are based. What
Yeah.
exactly we have here.
That's why I want us. Yeah, that's why I want us to do this. We do this while they're unconscious. We make sure they're.
If you give me a moment, tomorrow I can be prepared to help deal with the possession. It would be a lot less dangerous too.
Yeah. So it was just an idea. If someone wants to double check the ward and see if it can do that sort of thing, because it might. I don't know a ton about the anti-possession.
I mean,
wards
I
and
can
stuff.
see, but considering what happened last time where it was people breaking in, I'm gonna go for big old fat no.
Maybe not, but then again,
going to
those
guess none
those
of
could have just been
this will
cultists
happen.
that weren't like that weren't
I'm going to
possessed.
I'm going to guess, just based on my knowledge of how these things tend to work, they just simply will not be able to enter. It won't push out the demon, they just won't be able to enter.
Well, let's see what we can figure out.
Yeah, that'd be
We'll have
nice.
an answer.
It's an option, maybe. It's a thing to check. And we've got time because we need to rest. So we got the entire night.
Oh yeah, we should also identify the plate while we're resting.
Yeah,
That's a good idea. Which that's probably not in here, is it? It's probably out in the cart, considering the building doesn't like things like that.
yeah.
Do you say
But,
you want to
uh,
identify
but-
the
but-
plate?
Might spell.
Spellcraft, please.
Close, but no cigar.
Aha. Hear me, my
don't have
roll
a
5.
spellcraft. I was sure I had a.
I think Epos does.
Oh, Ipos might do, but I thought they had a single rank.
Is it close enough for me to poke?
I mean, it's in the cart.
I mean,
so...
we have it. So
I'll poke it. I am obligated to poke. Poke.
I'm really hoping that the enchantments aren't inherently evil, so that we can like.
What's that?
Yeah. I'm really hoping the enchantments aren't inherently evil, so that we can like send it to that guy who morphs magic items and see if he can warp it into something less
okay.
demonic.
For inherently evil, we'll just teach Amon to use it.
I guess, but it's full plate.
Big V.
That's not super conducive to stealth
know.
assassin.
I'm aware.
All arcane abilities.
Like,
Also fair.
I have a tone in my voice that I'd like to think indicates that I'm joking when I say sticker
No,
rogue and
You don't.
full plate.
J-Mac, you use that tone more than you don't use the tone.
Mm,
You really do.
maybe I'm just joking over time, Ren.
No.
You need more inflection on it sometimes as well, because
You get my monotone, that's all you get.
no,
Improve your sense motive.
my sense motive's fine. I
Is
can
it
sense
though?
motive people through text.
I'm speaking.
I know. That's why I said I can sense motive people through text. I didn't say
Oh, I thought you
through
said you
voice.
can't. Right, okay.
No, I can.
That makes more sense.
I oddly enough find it easier to get what people are saying through text than voice a lot of the time.
That's because you're weird.
And it helps out,
Yeah.
eventually most of us were in the generation that grew up with texting and
Mhm.
that sort of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, way to make me feel old.
And you
Aw.
probably had like a Nokia or something.
yeah, Nokia 3310.
Oh, Lord.
Oh God. I bet that thing's still around somewhere in the world.
Yeah, somewhere. I mean, they brought out the newer version of it this year, late last year.
No, I mean that specific phone.
Oh yeah, that specific phone. Yeah, it'll be in our box at my parents' probably.
Oh, wonderful! I bet if you ever tried to turn it on, it still works perfectly.
Yeah, it's just finding something to charge it with.
That's a fair point.
I mean, I think after like 14 years, the battery might be flat.
Maybe.
I'm glad we no longer live in a lawless realm where you have to have like 50 chargers for every goddamn appliance you own.
We kind of
Wasn't that also back in the? Wasn't that also back in the era where you like? It was basically a 3.5 millimeter port. That was your charging port as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
there was. Some of them did have a thing like that, though it wasn't 3.5 millimeter, but it was similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually 2.5 millimeter port.
Oh God.
I still have one of those somewhere in one of my old junk boxes. Doesn't work.
Oh.
That one's been dead. It's not an old Nokia one. The Nokia I never killed, but it was another similar phone to that. The Nokia I could never kill. My Nokia was my best friend, and I'm sad it disappeared.
I shut mine in the
Yeah.
car door.
Did it still work?
Yes, but the screen cracked.
Oh no.
That's the whole thing. But the phone itself works.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
phone itself works. It's literally just like half the screen doesn't work from where I literally slammed the car door and it fell out of my pocket and like the edge of the door hit across the screen.
Nokias are the equivalent of the black box of the phone world.
I mean, a lot of the phones of that age were rugged as hell because
It is very true.
there was very little in them that could go wrong.
Yeah, even the flip phones that started coming out were quite strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite tough. It's good.
Set my health and Magus pool back to full.
Never got to use Dominate Person today.
Yeah.
Guess I could use it on myself.
You just
Why?
dominate yourself.
That doesn't work
Why not?
because you'd be giving orders to yourself.
Sure.
What's that?
Come on, me.
See?
You got this. You can
Let's
do
cast
it.
Dominate. We're talking about casting Dominate Person on myself.
But it just makes it worse.
There is actually a strategy to doing that.
Yeah, because if someone tries
guess
to tell
if you
you
wanna
to do something,
fake a
you just say,
domination,
"Don't
yeah.
do that."
Yeah, I
Or
guess
you
that's
say-
a good way to fake a domination.
No. There's also an entire strategy for casting spells like that on yourself, because then you get to make opposed charisma checks against any order someone tries giving you.
Yeah, I guess
Mhm.
that's true.
Plus, it'd
That
be a
or you could
really
also
good.
say
Plus, it'd be a really good way of sticking to your new diet.
that, and
Sure.
also you can say, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Do it anyway.
You love yourself. Do it."
Okay, at that point, that's getting a bit.
Yeah, that's a wee bit ethereal. I don't think dominate works that well.
You know what? Sure, I'll do it anyway. Because worst case, if I get cast the spell on me, it goes for the highest level spell first, right? Or is it the
Mhm.
lowest?
Oh yeah, there you go as well. It's just a dispel shield.
Command myself to act perfectly normal. Exactly how I would normally in every situation.
I can communicate. I don't communicate telepathically with myself, but I can tell myself to come here, go there, fight, and stand still.
Mhm. Ominous abyssal plate. It is evil.
Dang it.
Automatically
Makes
proficient
sense.
in wearing the armor. Ooh.
Interesting. That makes sense as well because, yeah, if you have a bunch of cultists,
I am tempted to
Even
call
the
dibs
knights
on
of the
that.
yeah, even all the knights of the cultists probably aren't actually proficient in their own armor.
Or
yeah.
as it turns out, they don't need to be. The armor itself makes them proficient.
Yeah.
If I didn't lose like
It also
movement
requires
for
an
being
intimidate check
in,
and allows you to demoralize people using swift actions.
Mhm.
yeah, if I didn't lose movement for being in heavy armor, I'd be sorely tempted by it.
I mean, I could give you the Reese treatment.
If it weren't Hellplate, I would be all over this armor.
It's not Hellplate, it's Abyssal Plate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doesn't that
even
like
worse.
penalize you if you're not evil?
No,
No.
there are no penalties based on alignment for wearing it. It just means that the item itself has an evil aura. That's all.
Yeah.
I would
And
be carrying around a bunch. Why are we now? We literally, yeah, we have a bunch
They're
of
already carrying an evil
demonic
axe.
items.
So,
Yeah,
It can't hurt.
I'm already carrying an
um,
evil axe. I have my evil assassin armor. I
I
could
would-
totally have evil plate as well.
D'Souza, I'm going to ask we keep this in the hat because I'm sending this thing to fucking Grunyer
How
Crat
much
as soon as
fucking
Yeah.
space do you think I have in this thing?
Okay, we'll
that
keep it in the
might
cart
go in the
then.
back of the wagon, to be honest.
Yes,
Yeah, stuff it
please.
in the bottom of the cart.
Sure.
I mean, I'm also fine with Ghost branding it on Karis, if she wishes.
I would think Kelris would very much not want to wear this because it's still emblazoned with "He who shall not be named."
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
that's probably the bigger problem.
yeah,
It's
We can chip them off.
On the
Yeah,
bright side, if
if-
character wants to do disguising,
We actually can't chip it off without damaging the magic item.
yeah. I'd say if I'd be willing to pay to send it to what's his name to get the enchantment moved on to like a different set of plate armor or something.
Oh
and
no,
then use that.
I just kind of wanted to basically just be
have him transmute the armor itself and turn it into
exactly.
stick the
Either
armor in the
way,
reforging machine, see what happens.
either
Yeah.
way, same end result basically.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just saying that Karis could disguise herself as an Abyssal Knight now.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing that we've got it for at the moment, is for a
Yeah.
disguise. Especially
yeah.
since it makes the wearer immediately proficient with it. You never have to worry about you don't look the part of the armor because you're not proficient in it.
And it turns out if you put on one of their masks, no one can tell who you are.
Plus,
that
it would
and,
bring my intimidate up to a plus 14.
It would, which would also really help you in the actual cult.
You'd have massive dex and carrying capacity problems.
Yeah, I mean, my carry capacity is a lot better now.
You do need to keep
Yeah,
your fucking speed up.
My carry capacity is better now that I have a plus 4 on my strength. The main thing I'm worried about it is the speed penalty. That's the main reason I haven't gone for heavier armor before.
Yeah, this is why that's why I think saving it for just disguising and you using it as the disguise. Since you're our best disguise infiltrator, and it also really does help you if we do get into combat in there.
Either way, it's not something we need to immediately decide on. We're not going to be able to even pawn this off until we get off the island, basically.
Yes,
So,
right now it's a centerpiece in the cart.
Yeah, we can have a think. We can look into options. We can deal with it later.
It can go into one of Lily's various storage compartments.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
I mean, even like if we could move the enchantment, if we could stick it on like a mithril medium armor,
that'd be real good.
Yeah, but moving it onto something else is going to be exponentially as expensive.
It'd be hella expensive. It's just another option that we would need to look into.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it would be exponentially expensive rather than just transforming the armor shape.
I know.
Oh well. Again, we will handle that after the island, or maybe after we're done with the demon stuff. Because who knows? Maybe like a priest of Kine can sort of purify it, turn it into Kine armor.
Maybe
they turn the symbol upside down.
Not how it works.
Aww.
But if you just believe in Kine.
Hey.
I believe.
J-Mac, question.
I believe in
Except affliction. Would that affect compulsion effects?
I don't think so.
No, I think except if affliction is specifically for physical afflictions.
Blinded, deafened, fatigued, nauseated, shaken, sickened. No. And dominate person is not a curse, so or disease.
This said that we're done. We're done for this evening.
Okie dokie.
We shall pick up on them. We shall pick up possibly on the dawn next time.
I do have a question before we are officially over.
Yes.
Koro's scouting mission.
Again,
Project
didn't
Dollar
happen.
scouting mission, which we said.
Okay.
I don't want to send them.
Right.
Ding?
Okay.
This isn't really a ding scenario, I feel.
Yeah.
No, not this scenario. Maybe
Maybe
once
the
we complete it.
ramping up for battle scenario.
You're not having ding.
Yeah. I think it's at best next session.